Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Brewing with Magic. Well, today I have another crazy deck from the mad mind of our very own Brewmaster Will. He never disappoints. But before we get into today's deck, if you'll do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's completely fast, it's completely free, but it really means the world to us. Help support the channel. Also, if you don't mind leaving us a comment and rating the video, either thumbs up or thumbs down after the video is over, it would be much appreciated. If you do both of them, it really helps us out, but we appreciate if you just do one or the other. Okay, enough of that chit chat. Let's get into today's deck. We have AZORIUS Flashback, and if you're looking at the deck and you're looking at all these cards, you might be thinking, well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of flashback in the deck. Well, it kind of all is flashback, and we'll get into that in a second. So let's first start off with our disruption / removal package here. We have 3 copies of Fading Hope. This card's an all-star in any deck that needs any kind of bounce spell. You do have Divide by Zero also, but that's kind of playing a different role. I mean, the fact that you get to bounce anything that's a creature, like any size creature in the game, especially if it's a token, like a Ren and 7 token, gone. It's just dead. It's a removal. And then you get to scry if its value is 3 or less. It's just a strong card right now. 3 Fateful Absences, 3 Negates, and 3 Divide by Zeros to help us get into the sideboard. Now, if you've watched the channel long enough, you know I like 4s of cards, and you know Brewmaster Will likes 3s of cards. And when he handed me this deck, there was 2 4s in the deck and 2 2s. You know what I had to do. I had to hook up our boy, and I took out 2 of the 4s and made those 3s, and took the 2s, added 1 of each, and this is a beautiful 3 of every card deck other than the lands. Now, back to what I was saying. Divide by Zero gets us into our sideboard. We have 1 Environmental Science, 1 Reduced to Memory, 1 Teaching of the Archaics, 1 Introduction to Prophecy, 1 Introduction to Annihilation, and 2 Mascot Exhibitions. So that's what we get with the Divide by Zero. A lot of good cards in there. Then we're going to move along to our draw package. So we have 3 copies of Sunset Revelry. We've shown this on the channel before. Just in case you don't remember, you haven't seen enough, it's 1 white, 1 color sorcery. If an opponent has more life than you, you gain 4 life. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, create 2/1/1 human creature tokens. If an opponent has more cards in hands than you, draw a card. I'm always trying to get at least 2 modes out of this. At least, but it's very easy in the current meta to hit all 4 and do it by turn 2 or 3 actually. So really interesting card we've been playing around with, and we're really liking it over here. 3 copies of Fateful Mending. Gonna gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and it has flashback. Told you it was a flashback deck, but this actually helps fuel our graveyard for, well, you'll see in just a second why this card is absolutely a beast in this deck. And then 3 copies of Memory Deluge. Once again, it's flashback. That's, I mean, if we're going to call it a flashback deck, we got to have a few, and it's probably one of the best blue draw cards in the game, especially at its mana cost. So and it lets you dig so deep. It's a great card. Then let's move into our early game creature package. We only have a little bit more creatures coming up. I think you see what's about to be happening here, but we have 3 copies of Battlefield Raptor and 3 copies of Zephyr Gull. So the main purpose of these creatures here are so that, I mean, we can throw them late game, obviously. If we draw them, we're going to, but we want to hopefully hit them early game, at least 1 or 2. 3 would even be better. And we're chipping at our opponent with these. And we're also hoping our opponent sees these creatures and goes, oh, look, they're a flying deck with all these cheap little creatures in the air. I'm going to spend my removal on these because they're not going to throw anything worthwhile later. Probably. Who knows? So that's what the point of those are. Then we have 3 copies of Ominous Roost. This is the card that our insane Brewmaster Will was brewing around with the deck. It's 1 blue, 2 colors for an enchantment. When Ominous Roost enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, so flashback, create a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. This creature can block only creatures with flying. So we're not creating chump blockers, we're actually trying to create a chip army. We're chipping away at our opponent's life with a small little army, flashing back either this, or we have 3 copies of Lier. This card is so amazing. It is still newer, so just in case you haven't seen it, I think as soon as Crimson Vow comes out, I'm gonna stop reading cards from this set. But Lier is 2 blue, 3 colors for a legendary creature, human wizard, 3/4. Spells can't be countered. That's pretty amazing. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. So yeah, we're not going to be able to use the negates in our graveyard, but hey, Divide by Zero, we're not countering anything. That works. And then every other card in the deck we get to flashback other than our creatures here, which is super cool, especially if you already have used a Memory Deluge and you throw Lier. You get to throw a Memory Deluge again for 4 mana, not 7. You could choose to, But you could also throw it for 4, and it still counts from the graveyard. So as soon as Lier is on the board, every time you cast anything from your graveyard, you're getting little 1/1s. You actually don't even need Lier for Ominous Roost to just kind of get you there. With just 1 or 2 of these, it just works. And then at the very top end of our cards, we have 3 copies of Alrund's Epiphany. Once again, we're not manipulating the card. It's not my favorite card to play. I don't think it should be in standard, but it is a fun card when you're playing it. Maybe not your opponent, but yeah, we do have 3 copies in the deck. And then as our land, we have 1 Cave of the Frost Giant and 1 Hall of the Storm Giants. And those are one Cave of the Frost Dragon, not Giant, and 1 Hall of the Storm Giants. And those are, like I've always said in our channel, is get around board wipes, help finish out, close out games, and as a mana sink. If you just don't have anything else to do with your mana that turn, hey, you're not wasting it. You're trying to get in and finish the game. We have 4 plains, 4 islands, 4 of the new, I think they're called slow lands. Well, that's what we'll call them for now. Deserted beaches, 4 pathways on color, and 4 field of ruins. You have no idea how hard it was for me to not make desert, beach, pathway, and field of ruins 3 ofs. I almost wanted to even do the same with the cave in the hall, but I didn't want to troll that hard, so we didn't do it. Anyways, that's the deck tech. I think you're going to enjoy the gameplay. Stick around for the summary, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. Rude New Yorker. I'll be the judge of that. We go first. We have 3 lands, a plains, an island, a pathway. We have Faithful Mending, Fading Hope, Divided by 0, and an Ominous Roost. Let's give it a try. I mean, we have a Roost and a Mending. Let's live in the dream. At least for the deck. Look at these sleeves, they're amazing. I think we're changing sleeves after this game. Champion of the Perished. Got it. Take our turn. I'm not going to bounce it yet. Let's let them get a little bigger. Let's throw that out on white. That's an instant also. Tainted Adversary. Yeah, I think we let them have that. We let them hit us for 2. That resolves. Let's get our 2 life back. Let's draw some cards. Let's get rid of... Man. This is a lot of cards I don't want to get rid of right here. I guess Memory Deluge. We'll get Flashback later. Hopefully, and I like these Fading Hopes. So divide by 0. We want to keep our land and our roost. Oh, this is fun. Okay, well there's a deserted beach. Let's go ahead and throw out the land that comes into play tapped and pass it back to the opponent. And we're going to be bouncing this Champion of the Parish this turn. You are kind of rude. No, I'm just kidding. Not doing anything wrong. They can recast this turn. I think we just take the hit. There's their other land. Now we'll go ahead and bounce the champion. If they want to counterspell that, that's fine. They'll be down to 3 cards. Okay. I think I'm actually fine with that card. Sunset Revelry's a keeper. So let's throw the Deserted Beach out, and I believe we just get all kinds of value down here. We get 2 creatures, draw a card, or get 2 creatures, draw a card, and gain 4 life, or get a counterspell out of their hand. So we have a Fading Hope. Can't really do anything as far as counterspells go. I think we put this into Foretell. And we end the turn. Fading Hope, one of our 1/1 tokens. Okay, I think they just want the Scry, because that's not super value. To the top. Not what you want to see. They're going to have to use their black mana on the Champion of the Perished. See that, then, so they're going to be out of black still. They'll have a bunch of blue, but they're getting limited here. No blocks. We don't need to block that yet. It's only 2 damage. Faithful Mending. Let's put this out on blue, I think. I think blue is the one we need the most. And then I think we need to get this ominous roost out here. Is that going to draw the counterspell? No, it's not. Okay. And then we can go ahead and swing in with this one, because they're not going to take that trade. We didn't need to. We could have just sat back with it. Hey, you never know what the opponent's going to do. So we're holding up a Faithful Mending and a Fading Hope. The opponent cannot get another black land. A Tainted Adversary. They cannot pump it anymore, so that's definitely cool. Resolves. So we have a Faithful Mending, so we will be gaining life again. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and set my opponent back with this Champion the Perished a whole nother turn. We're not going to bounce one of these, because then if they hit another black land, it's Value Town. Don't think so. I did this first, because this way, I was going to say, that way if they have a counter spell, we'll see. I definitely want my land right now. Don't think we need to Epiphany next turn. Seems a little silly when I have all these Faithful Mendings. So, once again, I have plenty of white out there, in my opinion. This needs to be blue. Everything in my hand is an instant. We're going to go ahead and just swing in, because we're going to counteract all their damage next turn with these Faithful Mendings. Oh, wait, that's not a flyer. I'm just not paying attention. Maybe they'll let us hit them and be like, wait, what just happened? we tricked our opponent with a mistake. They're like, wait, what just happened? I'm not blocking that. Somehow they have damage. Oh, I small brained them because it wasn't a big brain move, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and Faithful Mending. Draw 2, discard 2. We're going to discard. Sunset Revelry is pretty good, but we do have more creatures at the moment. Let's ditch the Faithful Mending and the Field of Ruin. I did the Faithful Mending because we can just do it again. Just do it at the end of their turn. At this point, they got another black, so we'll pass, pay it, we'll take it all, and then we would like to go ahead and draw 2, discard 2, get another bird, gain 2 life. So we'll get rid of this time a land and a Sunset Revelry, since we got another Sunset Revelry. That did represent the 7th land for this, but hey, look at there, look at there. So now we're gonna go ahead and swing in with everything, because I don't mind if they want to block that. We're not going to die this turn, so let's go ahead and see if the opponent has been playing counter spells and holding back. I have a feeling they have a counter spell. Whoa! Look at these crows and staring at these crows and staring at these crows. Let's see. Let's go ahead. We're not going to be getting any creatures with that Sunset Revelry, but we weren't anyways. Okay, let's take our opponent down to 7. This just draws us a card now. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, we'll use that. We'll end the turn here. That way we're holding up the Fading Hope. They're going to bounce their own creature, I don't think that's going to do for them what they think it is. I'm fine with that, actually. I can also block with the Cave here. Okay. Nice, to the bottom. We don't want to see it to the top. I mean, if their whole turn is kicking that and attacking with that, then I mean, I think we have the game locked up as it is. I mean, I don't know about locked up, but we're doing fine. So they could hit us for 6 this turn, or I could bounce that. I think I'm taking... They saw the writing on the wall. Okay. Good game. We got Drung. What up, Drung? Well, we go first. We have 2 islands and a deserted beach, which is a little unfortunate. Battlefield Raptor, Fateful Absence, Negate, and Hour's Epiphany. So we're going to hold on to this. There's no reason to not throw the beach first. We can't do anything anyways. I mean, the only reason would be so our opponent doesn't know we're on white also when we threw the island on the first turn. I think we go Raptor here. Our opponent is probably playing some kind of a Blood Money deck. Blood Money CGB! Okay, we gotta take... Nope, I was wrong. Or if they are, it's not his version. What is the best play here? I don't really need to kill this creature this turn. It's not really bugging me yet. Plus, we need to lose a little life for Sunset Revelry to work. We need to get cards out of our hand for Sunset Revelry to work. We need to... So I think we go Field of Ruin, Alan's Epiphany, into Foretell. We're not going to be blocking that. We might as well hit the opponent for 1. I don't think they're going to throw a white or black hasty creature. Here comes the 2. Okay. Don't know if I was expecting a Cloister Gargoyle. So we are on either a... What is it? Or a dungeon deck or just oddities. Let's get the Deserted Beach out there for more options since we drew it. We have less life. We have less cards. We have less creatures. Yes, please. I don't think we need to worry about that yet. They have to. It doesn't go into the dungeon anymore. I don't know if I need to hold up a counterspell here or not. I feel like this turn, let's just use one more. I think it's better to hold these up and not get the Battlefield Raptor out this turn. We're going to go and swing in for 1, and we're going to end the turn. I want this out, but next turn I can throw it out and still do both of these. So, yeah, let's just wait 1 more. No blocks. What's our opponent got? A touch whenever it'll come up. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and Fateful... We're going to get rid of their engine for the Cloister, because they're a dungeon deck. So we need to just keep them off their engine. Another... Okay. We have double negates now. We'll throw the other Battlefield Raptor. We swing in with everything, because we're not... We're fine with them blocking 1 and then just taking the other 2, because we're ahead of the race at the moment against the Tainted Adversary. So... And the turn... I wish one of these was a regular counterspell, but hey, we'll take some negates. I just have a feeling they're going to be all creatures. Look at that, I was wrong. I feel like I'm going to pop one of these off. I got to get this, I got to keep this clock going. I have another one. We'll be a little more cautious with this one. What are you? Wait a minute, what? When ship enters the battlefield or another non-token human you control dies, lose 1 life and create a 1/1 human creature token. Target human creature you control gains lifelink until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, if you have exactly 13 life, you may pay 6. If you do, transform. Flying Trample lifelink. Huh. Oh, well, obviously, I'm not going to block that. Ooh, okay, well, we get a little seagull. A little gull. We're definitely only flying in the air. Unfortunately, that is our turn. They are at 13 life. 1, 2... Did they just win the game? 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Pernicious Drop. You know, I don't see them doing anything else crazy at the moment. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the trigger with the negate. We need these creatures. We are a-racing right now. I might have to triple block this thing. There we go. There we go. Next. Let's get in with those 3. Now they're not at 13 life, so we're fine there. Pop the... Oh. Pop the Epiphany like it's hot. So that's what, another 5 damage. Fading Hope, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. Next. I think it's easier to hit all attacks and back these two off than it is to click all those. So let's go ahead and swing in for all the damage. And end the turn. Hope our opponent doesn't play some kind of a board wipe like the -3/-3 Crippling Fear. Okay, they are drawing with a clue. We have plenty of life. I could literally take all this. I have the Fading Hope if we had something crazy happen. Vanishing this. I mean, at this point, that does keep them alive one more turn. I don't think I Fading Hope that back to my hand. So we'll let them just burn a card on a Battlefield Raptor. Like I said, we still have a 2-turn clock going. No blocks. Does this have lifelink? No. Does this? No. So we'll hit pass. As I say, if they fire up lifelink, I'd bounce it. Because they could have. Oh, is it a human? Yeah, they could have. They could have gotten lifelink. They kill another creature. We're still on a 2-turn clock. What is this? This spell costs 2 less to cast during your end step. Destroy target creature or planeswalker you control. Put a +1/+1 counter. I think this is the turn I go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and bounce it. Let's see. What do we got? We have more creatures. That does nothing. We have more life and we have less cards in hands. It's all we'd be doing is drawing. So this just is like drawing right there. Even if it's a land, it's like doing the same thing. Take our turn. I mean, it gets us another bird. And then we attack with everything because we have plenty of life and they'll lose the 1/1 token. They don't have to block with it, but they're going to. I was going to say, we don't need that 1/1, but it gets rid of their 1/1 token. Down to 2 life. End the turn. What's their next stage in the dungeon? Okay, cool. They recast the Jaren. So they're going to gain... That's not a human. That's not a human. So they can't give anything lifelink this turn. They lose a life there. I think that's game. I think we got it. No priest. That's... Got it. Suntroy. No, Suntory. Almost dyslexia'd that up. Okay. So, we go first. We have 3 lands, 2 Deserted Beaches, a Plains, Faithful Mending, Faithful Absence, Divide by 0, and a Memory Deluge. It's interesting. I'm going to keep it. Might as well. We'll lead with the Deserted Beach to a Plains to another Deserted Beach. Get the most value out of our lands that way. Nothing we could have done on turn 1 anyways. We didn't hit, what is it, Fading Hope. Or the bird, the goal. So, let's go ahead now and play the Plains like we said. And we just pass. All we have is... instances in our hand, so Avalanche Caller. Okay, well then I will Faithful Mending. Let's get rid of, let's see, they're going to play a land. It's probably not going to be but till the huge land, so I think we could get rid of a Field of Ruin. And let's see, Avalanche Man. Let's get rid of there's so many good cards here. I think maybe it's the Memory Deluge for a late game draw. That way it's both flashback cards that we lost here. Let's go ahead and put out another Deserted Beach. Let's hold up our land. I could kill this now in case they're playing counter spells, but if they transform one of these lands, if they throw a land and turn one into a 4/4, then we'll Fateful... Okay, there's a Poppet Stitcher, so that's perfect. We'll go ahead and let that hit the floor. We're just going to go ahead and just eliminate that now, which, I mean, it's not the best way to eliminate a card from a deck like this because you're giving them draw, but we got rid of a Poppet Stitcher, and that's going to be a problem Stitcher. We'll take one. We're still ahead on life. Another Fading Hope. Let's get this out on blue. We have plenty. We don't need that much white per se. I like to have a lot more blue, be able to do a lot more things at any given time. Let's go ahead and end the turn. We're holding up Fateful Mending, Divide by Zero, and Fading Hopes. I could probably Fateful Mending here if they don't do anything too crazy, and we could get rid of a Divide and a Fading, but we'll see. We're obviously going to just take the one. Let's try this out. We need a 5th land, so I guess we're going to be holding on to that. Let's do what I said and get rid of each of those. It wasn't my favorite draw. Let's throw the Field of Ruin out. Let's throw the Battlefield Raptor. That way we can start blocking this Avalanche Caller if we want to. We just bump into each other. We're 2 lands in play and 1 from our hand from the Memory Deluge, so I'm cool with that. And we can still cast both of these cards, the Fading Hope and the Divide by Zero. So let's go ahead and pass it back. Siphoning Insight. I think I let them have it. We don't have anything super exciting. I mean, a lot of the cards in this deck aren't going to work for them. Some of them will. If they hit like Auron's Epiphany or a Memory Deluge, there goes their clue. Delver of Secrets. Okay. And it is now our turn. We don't really want to thin our deck out yet, so there's no point doing this. We want another land. I don't think we want to bounce any of our opponent's stuff right now, so I think we just take our turn. Throw the white land. And let's throw an Ominous Roost. They're going to be like, what is that? Should I counter it? We can't block with this. Our clock is winning at the moment. If that flips, we're not going to be attacking or blocking with that, probably, or definitely not blocking. So let's just go ahead and get in with it. This can't block, so. They flunking. I don't think it's worth doing anything here. I think we lose the bird. They get the trigger. So we're going to have to draw 2 cards anyways. They can't cast this again, so we'll just divide by 0. We would lose it anyways. Let's go ahead and... Are they running board wipes? We don't have a 7th land. So it's either Teachings, Mascot, something like that. Let's go with the Teachings. Are they going to attack us for 3 or hold back against the bird? I'm assuming swing. Interesting. They're holding back. So I think we do Teachings here. Auron's Epiphany. Throw the Desert Doom. If they... Next turn they can do that twice. So we need to hide the Epiphany. And end the turn after we don't swing. Wait, I don't think we swing. We're gonna lose our hand anyway, so let's attack. Ditch this. Should have did that first to see if they counter it, but either way, I guess I either get the card out of their hand or they kill our bird. One way or the other, right? Okay, now it goes to their hand. Oh, we'll hold on to that, please. We have 7 lands, so we can chain Epiphanies this turn, depending on what they do. We haven't seen a counterspell yet. If I was going to save one, I'd be saving it for this situation. No way out. We lose the Divide by 0. They know the path is clear now. Please play a card. Delver of Secrets. Please play another card. Okay, well. Do they have our negate? Let's find out. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll attack. Let's put this out on blue. We have plenty of white. Time to do it again! Swinging for 3. Take him down to 15. A negate. What do we got land-wise? 8? 7. So I think we just go ahead. I think we're winning this race at the moment. I think we're going in with everything. And we'll end the turn here. We have a negate. We have a Memory Deluge. What do you have of mine? Hour's Epiphany? Tell me it is. I'd love it. I'm assuming this doesn't tell me what they took. That would be broken. That'd be an illegal... Oh, you can't see. I'm looking at my tracker. I don't know why it's not on the... Oh, ignore that. They got our Memory Deluge. I think I have to negate that. Yeah, I do. I have to negate that. It's too much value. And we get it back. I mean, I think we got it back either way, but... I can't let them look that deep. Oh, they're going to siphon us again. See, they're almost out of cards in hand. That is good. That's what we want. We might have to main phase a Memory Deluge looking for a land and a counterspell. So they're down to 1 land. Oh, they put out a Gull. They took our... That is... I love it. Good. I like it. So we only have 6 lands available, so we cannot deluge. They're coming in. Resolves. Pass. Pass. Okay, that's gone. Not as scary as a field anymore. Take our turn. Land is amazing. So, they're tapped out. We're going to deluge now. Get ourselves a 1/1 bird. We want... Oh, I think we want Lier for next turn. No. I want to see my graveyard, please. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, we're taking Lier... And Sunset Revelry, Fading Hope. I think I take Fateful Mending because it goes well with that. And we can gain some life, so we guarantee we're not going to really be losing here. I think we just swing in with everything. Let them... Yeah, we already knew that was going to happen. And then we end the turn. Oh, they missed that. Once we get to this Lier, it's over. If we can get there. I don't think they could do anything. I mean, they could tag us for 7 right now, but they'll be tapped out. Are they going? Oh, whoa. What are they? Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That does not... I don't think that bodes well for them. Oh, they went with the Poppet Stitcher. Okay. Yes! Oh, we were about to have some fun! Oh, man. Okay, Brew Crew, that is going to do it for AZORIUS Flashback, and I'm really not going to mess with the main deck itself because, you know, I'm not even going to say what tier this is because it's probably not a very good tier, but it's, like I've said in the past, it's tier 1 fun. It is a blast to play. If you have missions or daily quests or whatever they're called that you need to get finished for the day and you don't want to play the standard decks that you've been playing over and over again, I highly suggest you pick this up and give it a whirl. because it is fun. The only change I'm actually going to make is I don't think this deck needs 2 mascot exhibitions. The cards in the deck are so strong. I was always grabbing the Teaching of Arcana, so I'm going to add a second one of those since it's the first card I always went for anyways. Other than that, not really changing the deck. We're, by the time this drops, maybe 1 or 2 days away from the new set, so hey, Brew Crew, I suggest you don't craft anything if you don't have these cards, but we're going to go over it anyways, what I think is safe to craft and what I don't. Fateful Absence, I definitely think is going to be seeing play in the next set. It is an amazing card. We're not going to go over uncommons and commons. This Memory Deluge, I think you should have 4, but you only need 3 for this deck, so if you have to craft something right now, this is a safe craft. I love that card. Don't go crafting any of those. Even if you don't have them in their commons and commons, you might not want to. Lier is strong. Very strong. I don't know if you should be crafting 3 mythics with wild cards right before a new set comes out. If you only need 1 more, craft away. If you only own 2, that's how the deck was originally set up from Brewmaster Will. I added the 3rd one of it, so it will work without it. I like the consistency, so be careful there. Like I've said in the past with Auron's Epiphany, it's definitely going to see play in the next set, so it's a safe card to craft unless Wizards suspends it. Then you're not getting your cards back. If they for some reason do go ahead and ban it, which I'm wondering if they're going to, because of the fact that we are getting a new time walk in the game, and maybe they wanted a time walk in standard, and maybe this one's just too strong, and that one's coming in, and this one's coming out. Who knows? I would love to see this get banned. Those 1/1 birds are the problem, in my opinion, so the new time walk coming out in the new set, I think is going to be a little bit more fair or fun to play against. We will see. Land, as I've said in the past, is always a safe craft with your wild cards. Over in the sideboard, I always think you should have at least 1 of any lesson that you think you might play that's mythic or rare, so mascot safe, and then teaching at least 1. If you don't have a second teaching, you don't want to craft it, it's fine to put in just another lesson there. So those are my suggestions for the week. Like I asked in the beginning, I would really appreciate if you could not only rate the video, but leave us a comment. By doing both, you really help out our algorithm, or at least so I'm told. Please hit that subscribe button. It's fast, it's free, and it really helps support the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever we have new content come out. And as always, until next time, have a blast in the arena.